Say good morning. Say good morning. This is our solitary hen, who lives by herself. She's an old girl, but she's still laying sometimes. And here's Pancho, come for kisses. Good morning, Pancho. Good morning. It's another beautiful day. Pancho has only experienced rain all his life since we got him on the 2nd of January. It has rained and rained and rained, so he must think this sunshine is crazy. But this sunshine is just magnificent. I'm worried about the kids, obviously. I used to always daydream about some sort of zombie apocalypse scenario, and then I'd be enjoying it, going, oh yeah, I could build a hut here and I could forage for food there. And then I'd think about the kids and go, oh yeah, how would I get to the kids? I'd have to get a horse and cart. How would I keep them safe? How would I get a hold of them? But at least we've got technology now, so we can keep a hold of each other. But it's a worry. One of them's okay, the other one's okay, keeps checking in. One of them has run out of toilet roll days ago and hasn't had any fresh fruit or veg for a while, and is starting to feel depressed and is suffering a lot with anxiety, and is frightened to go out looking for food in case they get into trouble, because they've seen things online with people being really nasty and shaming other people, which is horrible. So I've managed to find out which local shops in her area, the corner shops, should have stuff, but apparently there's no toilet roll anywhere, so hopefully she's going to brave a mission today and go out and find some. If not, I've got friends in that area that I can contact and see if they can help her out. How do you spell delivers? That doesn't look right. Now I've put a box out the front because couriers were still coming up and putting things inside the door of the house. There's Pancho! Everyone seems a bit paranoid today about what they're allowed to do and where they're allowed to walk. There's stories of, in urban places, people taking photos and shaming and naming their neighbours about going for too many walks or who's allowed to do what. Yeah, and it certainly made one of my kids who's in this town nervous about going out even for shopping, which they actually need. And I'm gathering seaweed from my vegetable beds. Should I be doing that? There's nobody. I can't see anybody at all. But is this allowed? Who knows? I mean, there's common sense, really. I'm in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody about, so yeah, people need to just be nice to each other and not be judgmental and be kind. But I suppose it's difficult when people in other places are behaving stupidly. The government announced last night some measures for self-employed people and freelancers, some sort of aid package. I didn't go onto the HRMC website and read it in detail. I had a quick look to see if there's anything I needed to fill in now, but it appears not. There's something about loans and grants for businesses that don't pay much rate, but it's something, the grants is something that you'd need to apply for later, not now. And then I think the self-employed help, it sounds like a reasonable amount, 80% of your average earnings, but only from June. I mean, they'll pay out in June, or you can apply towards then. Or they're going to, at least HRMC are going to contact us with more information. But June is, what, April, May, June. That's 3 months away without an income. And I think it's not eligible for businesses that have only been open for a year. And a lot of small craft and arts businesses and things, they open and they close, and then they don't last long because it's not a very sustainable industry. So people have been just set up or scuppered. And how are we supposed to survive for now if universal credit takes 5 weeks to process or start? I've applied for that, but I haven't heard anything back. Easter's normally my busiest time of year. And once the school holidays hit, I could expect to be doing 3 or 4 classes a day. And they pay for my time, they pay for materials, and they pay postage to get the pots forwarded on. I get a lot of tourists and visitors come, and I'm chock-a-block. I'm always exhausted at Easter. So of course I won't have any of that income, which is always a nice boost to clear the debts and the overdraft after a long winter without earning. So I mean, we'll manage, we'll find a way, but and we've had offers of help off friends and family, which is fantastic and much appreciated, and we're fine. But I'm just aware that a few years ago, or even last year or the year before, we wouldn't have been fine, and it's really scary not knowing how you're going to pay the next bill or get food for the kids. And there was times in the past where I just, when I had some money, I'd buy a big sack of flour. And sometimes that was all we had left, flour or potatoes, or lentils. My poor kids were raised on lentil tatty glop with chapatis made with just water and flour. And going through those times in the past, yeah, it's grim. And we live much better now that there's just the 2 of us in the house. And we've got income and less expenditure. But I really feel for all those other people out there that are not so comfortable. And our income's really small, it's way below the average, but we're still comfortable. And we've got a good lifestyle and a great place to live. So I'm very grateful for all those things. Some Easter hanging decorations I've made. I've been busy photographing everything, which has taken me hours. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, but I think I'm going to call a halt to work in the studio this afternoon. I've run out of steam. I've been unpacking a kiln, I've loaded a new kiln, and I just broke somebody's little pot, so that's a good sign that it's time to stop. Not going home yet. Trying to catch a bee that's stuck on one of the skylights. So I've got a stick with a cloth on it, and I've put sugar water on the end of the cloth, and just have to wait patiently for it to get on the clock, and so I can weak it out of the door. Mission accomplished. Bee is released safely. I've had to shut the door because it's buzzing around. It liked the sugar so much that it won't go away. Just come to bring some flowers to the graveside of a friend of mine, as it's her birthday today. It's peaceful here today. I suppose it's probably not appropriate to start musing about death, although I feel it's always a good meditation to come to terms with our own mortality. But it's not something I'm afraid of in the slightest. Grief is awful, and losing a loved one is awful, and nobody wants that. But I'm kind of calm. I've lived a good life. Well, I don't know about good life. I've had quite an adventurous life, a difficult life. But if a bus comes to run me over tomorrow, I'm cool with that. There's loads more I want to do. I like to grab each day and live it to the fullest I can, especially having a disease that could cause me a lot of difficulties and pain in the future. So every good day when I'm not in a sick bed is to be lived to the fullest, and I never thought I'd make it this far, and I'm very grateful that I have. It's the best thing, coming home to this smiley face.